going to 18 games eventually. I think we should. I don't. That doesn't do it for me because I think athletes now are training year round. You ask more, bodies break down. I think, I think we're going to ending up really good coaching staffs with OKC, Minnesota, Indiana, and the Knicks. That's what we're ending up with, and I think. Feels much different than the Western Conference. In the Western Conference, I just love the construct of rosters. If you look at Minnesota, it should not be this good. Legal moves, an offensive hole at times. Conley is still your best prime. And it's a superstar. And it's struggled for a month or two in the team. I see this roster, I see the athleticism, I see the size. GM came from Denver, and I see staff that just gets everything out of its players. And like coaches are hard, and it's not hard, have no problem barking, but I feel like I'm getting every player's best game. I feel like in this thing, there's just so much energy and so many guys that can do it. I think it's really good coaching. I think it's really good coaching, really good GMing, really nice rosters with a variety of options to form teams. Big, energy, youth, and it's just so much leverage for both coaches to both of us. And he's still making mistakes, but owning up to them is the right thing to do. So, to create a cool rush deal, right? Well, last year they changed the formula, and it did not overcome the so this whole thing is it turns up the sweat and over protection when you turn up the effort. That's because Cool Rush fans really turn up the effort in the original. At one night, it started as a one-night petition, and if you listen, they effed up. They're bringing back the original Cool Rush set, read it, and it's exactly like the rest of the is back in Walmart, Target, and other stores now. There's a reason it's been the number one men's anti-person for the last decade. Why people working on it when it changes. So if you've never tried it, it might be a good time to see what the fuss is about. Head to your local Walmart, Target, try to OG degree.
What in the fuck are you listening to?
It's because depth is the recruiting theme that I've seen for sure. In the sense that the Pacers, 3-4 points, they gain on substantial goals off the bench. Same for Robinson. Osprey, Dante D, Nikhil Alexander Walker. These teams just have wing after big. Even the bigs, like the bigs, so I think that's part of it. A rock solid 7 that you can to your point, Paul. And we see that respect there. Also, depth is a significant part of it. It's an interesting trend towards offense and late playoff success. 2 years ago, Denver is the first team that's not a defending champion that's not a top 10 defense. Last year, we had 3 top 5 on our 3 top 10 offenses, 2 top 10 defenses. This year, all 4 teams in the Final Four are top 10 offenses.
We got the lead. Now hold it.
Minnesota are top 10 defenses, which I find fascinating. The offensive side of the floor is becoming more important as the coaching staff of the defensive side is needed, so that groups like that Denver group pretty well when they're engaged and they're playing hard. And so what's really becoming important is, do you have the scoring to actually in these competitive environments?
It's interesting. There's a real change in the league, and I think it's one Adam Silver that's wanted. And Brunson are high IQ, EQ floor generals. 5 years ago, it was let's get 3 really good players together. So I just thought that's not what we want. Like, that's just eliminating to 60 to 70% of the teams. And you're dealing with basketball, that's so we wanted physical playoff basketball. Dynasties, multiple neighborhoods. You can't expect roster. Even Boston, they cheated the code for a year, and then this year, like, and once we move on, right, Porzingis or Drew Holiday, Boston, everybody else does, right? So I think it's what we wanted, and I can tell you what I really like. Defense gets points. I like point guard for basketball. I love smart point guard play. I always love it. Everybody gets touches. In Chicago, we started talking about Jalen Brunson. All sports fans. I didn't see that. I watched that Dallas. I didn't see that. Like, about certain players. Smoked. Well, three heavy guys like Dwight Howard or Tristan Thompson. It's like, man, you can't put them on the floor. It's almost like Adams plays basketball in Brunson now, which is, it's not, you're going to have these rosters that aren't all guards. Like intelligence and getting touch it. The pacing becomes huge. Like Brunson now, and I'm like, it's going to be for him and Halliburton. It's big points isn't necessary. You don't have a top heavy roster mix. You get 7 guys, like 8 guys, and you get them all punches. Watch, like the Knicks and the Pacers are outliers. I'm like, they're my favorite 2 teams right now going to watch.
What we're seeing is stars that are living off of that advantage. Essentially, like, as the game has modernized, there's a lot of really similar jobs on offense. Like, not as fast regardless of that. If you're taking a closeout, it's the same for the Pacers as it is for the Knicks, as it is for the Nuggets. On race, keeping a ball screen because they put 2-1 Brunson or they put 2-1 Halliburton. It's the same for Golden State as it is in Indiana, as it is in Indiana. So what happens is, as a GM, these types of talent, these 2-way players that can close out, make moves, play defense, all that kind of stuff. And all it becomes is you have a guy, a singular force that constantly brings the ball, doing the right reads to generate that first closeout. And then from there, it's all about the 50 commenting on that advantage. But Tyrese Halliburton is succeeding because he's one of the best advantage creators in basketball. Brunson was a little bit more of a lean towards scoring, but I mean, even in this series, in this matchup in particular, the Pacers have been able to put Brunson scoring down and like constantly on the ball. This will be a series where we're going to see a lot of OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges and Josh Hart doing plays, and it is a very big direction for change in this offensive theme that we're talking about. This is why guys like Jokic are so valuable. This is why guys like Jokic are so valuable. When you have somebody that's like pieces at this time, all of a sudden these really achievable goals for both players. And those are the kinds of guys that the GMs are picking up all over the league. To Sam Presti's credit, he's got like 8 of these dudes that can do drive the balls out, make a read, grab the rebound. And so as a result, they just come flying in. It's like, good job, you finished the J nothing more. It's based on policy. And they might actually get out of that.
Time's not on our side.
Didn't want to get in the same situation as my parents. I had to ask my children.
Something healthy. Anyway, there's one scenario being heard that we made it into.
We got the lead. Now hold it.
Better if it's OKC. And just need to get that one probably and next. Really good. They have anything for 42 in the guard.
And you know, it's fans always teams in the next win. Is the one that lost. And we see this a lot in the NBA. The end of dynasties, that's not the case because it's never a dynasty. But I do feel here from the Spurs. And then they weren't. And then I thought, I thought it was going to be 4 years. And then they weren't. The next year, you see, that's it. Tatum is fine because games. When he misses the season, you could just, it's just a different ball game because Jalen Brown was hot and cold offensively. You know, Boston, and again, there's so many smart front
Oh,
offices
and
in the
Unison.
NBA.